Wishing all our viewers a happy and prosperous Sinhala and Tamil New Year. This is Primetime News on News First. I'm Ramesh Shirugal Bandara.
And I'm Florine Rajendran. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
A break-in at the Lanka police. 6 firearms go missing. International drive to prevent money laundering following revelations made by the Panama Papers. Newsfirst celebrates Urdu with Balakan fire victims. 7 lives lost during the festive season. 7 injured in an altercation involving the indigenous community in Balakan.
The Criminal Investigations Department is probing the theft of weapons from the armory of the Lanka police station.
According to information that has come to light, the weapons had been stolen at around 11:30 last night. It has also been reported that 4 police officers were on duty at the police station. Police media spokesperson SP Gunasekara said that an outsider had entered the ancillary services room and used the key to open the armory and make away with the weapons. The looted weapons include a T-56 assault rifle and 5 revolvers. The police media spokesperson said that the police officers on duty had been hospitalized to inquire as to whether they were under the influence at that time. This afternoon, CID detectives recorded statements from the police officers. Acting Inspector General of Police S.M. Vikramasinghe has instructed the senior DIG of the Central Province to conduct an immediate investigation. A special police team has been dispatched to the Lanka police station, and it is reported that among them were 3 ASPs of Martale. The police special task force had also commenced an operation in line with the investigations.
On to a story that we have been following closely here at News First. Tax officials from around the world are meeting in Paris to discuss the fallout from the mass leak of offshore account data from the Panamanian firm Mossack Fonseca.
The Joint International Tax Officials Information and Collaboration Network, which is an information and intelligence sharing organ for senior tax administrators based out of the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, is being convened to agree collaborative action in light of the Panama Papers revelations. The International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, which made the leak public, is organizing this meeting. A year-long probe by Consortium of Investigative Journalists examined the papers, which came from around 214,000 offshore entities and covered almost 40 years. Panama's Attorney General ordered the raid on the Panamanian offices of Mossack Fonseca in an attempt to establish the use of the firm for illicit activities. The Panama Papers also reported that 3 Sri Lankan companies with 22 shareholders were involved. A report compiled by the Global Financial Integrity Organization titled The Illicit Financial Flows from Developing Countries from 2004 to 2013 says that 2.88 trillion rupees had left the country during the 10 years. Experts say that the government must intervene to probe these matters.
If that money stayed in Sri Lanka, definitely it may help to increase the tax money. Because in Sri Lanka is a very low tax country, only 10% of the GDP is taxed. So this shows definitely 2 things. One is the lack of proper structure that determines capital inflows and capital outflows. So the money inflows and money outflows. We don't have a proper mechanism, and there are some weaknesses in our monetary authorities, particularly the central bank, that we cannot do anything on that. The second thing is, then again there is a very weak tax structure in this country. So there are so many people who can pay tax. There are companies who can pay tax, but they don't. And it's very difficult to deal with corruption, tax evasion within the capitalistic system.
A group of persons in Pallegoda Valley Panna saw all their dreams go up in flames one day before the New Year.
Today, News First visited Pallegoda to share the joy of the New Year with these people.
The 12th of April, the houses that stood tall in Pallegoda Valipanna were reduced to ashes. Can an unexpected incident stop the continuity of the lives of the people? Today, News First visited Pallegoda to be a helping hand to the people struggling to rise from the ashes. Shattered dreams and stories to tell. The News First team was welcomed to a plethora of grief. Despite the agony of losing their homes, the News First team brought smiles to the faces of many victims. Everything started with the making of milk rice.
A flame can grow to destroy any tangible property, but it cannot destroy relationships. And that is why News First came to the Pallegoda Tamil School to share the new beginnings of the new year.
Rising from the ashes was the sheer courage in the eyes of some of the victims of the Pallegoda Valipanna fire, who thanked us for being a part of their grief, being a part of their new year.
You did not take into consideration whether it was the new year. You came here to be with us. We are grateful to you. What you are doing by coming here is a great deed. We are happy. We did not even have any clothes to wear. At this time, you coming here and providing us with these things is a great help. We are thankful to you.
We are in sadness and we are left helpless. This is a great deed you did.
A plea from the News First team.
We hope that you will push the efforts to get these people houses, and we hope that your organization gains success day by day. We wish you all a happy new year. We are here on a visit. News First will not stop from here. As we brought you gifts for the new year today, we will keep a close watch until you are given a house.
A simple thought can bring a smile on the faces of those who lost everything. And this was evident in Pallegoda, Valipanna as well. Shamir Rasuldeen, News First.
Your life, our news.
Heavy traffic was reported on the Southern Expressway today.
The cause of this traffic congestion was the unexpected number of vehicles plying from Colombo to Mathura during this extended holiday. Road Development Authority's Director of Expressway Operations, Maintenance and Management Division, S. Opanayaka, says that an additional exit point has been opened to reduce congestion. He added that information on the flow of traffic can be obtained by calling the number 1969.
A large number of vehicles had used the Southern Expressway to travel towards Mathura this morning. There was a congestion at the exit point in Kodagama. The line extended to over 100 meters. The staff was quick to open several more exit points and ensure the smooth flow of traffic. Thus far, over 30,000 vehicles had used the Southern Expressway.
Passengers were left in distress this morning due to the shortage of buses that travel towards Gaul and Mathura from Maharagama on the Southern Expressway. Our correspondent said that passengers were compelled to stand in line for almost 2 hours to get into a bus.
It's been almost 3 hours. Buses were travelling to Mathura, but there are none that travel to Gaul. This is the result of the poor management. If they can dispatch 4 buses to Mathura, they can dispatch the other 2 to Gaul.
The expressway is good, but the issue is the shortage of buses. We've been in line for over 2 hours.
හයිවේ එකේ ඉක්මනට යන්න ආවේ දැන් මෙතන ඉන්නවා සෑහෙන වෙලාවක්.
ගාල්ලට යන්න ඉන්නේ දැන් පැය.
We were waiting in the line for 2 hours. On television it is said that there are buses. When we come here there are no buses.
When Newsfirst contacted the chairman of the National Transport Commission, MPA Hemachandra, he said that the reason for this is the large crowds arriving to get a bus to travel on the Southern Expressway. He added that more buses will be dispatched immediately to cater to the customers.
An update on this situation. This evening when Newsfirst visited the Maharagam bus station, it was evident that the congestion had been reduced with several more buses being dispatched. Our reporters on the location said that the long queues waiting to board a bus were no more.
Meanwhile, 7 people have drowned in the 24-hour period that ended at 6 this evening. 2 women who were from a group heading on an excursion drowned in the seas off Chilao this morning. The deceased were 2 persons from Naramala who had gone to worship the Munneswaram Kovil in Chilao. Police said that the victims aged 26 and 14 were sisters. One of them was a mother of 1.
We went to the temple and then everyone wanted to go to the beach. I was with the vehicle and the others, including my wife, went to the beach. 5 minutes later I heard screams. When I went there, my wife and her sister were drowning. There was no way to rescue them.
Locals said that the area was a dangerous place to bathe.
This is a dangerous place. The local council must put up a notice in the place to warn the people. Many outsiders come here.
2 youth from a group of 5 who went to sea bathe in Kochikade, Nigambo drowned yesterday. Local fishermen said that the bathing area was a dangerous place. The deceased were aged 16 and 19 from the Dalukotwa area in Nigambo. 1 person from a group that went to bathe in the Modaru River in Valigama, Mathura drowned this evening. The deceased was a 49-year-old from Iluwawala, Valigama. The Sri Lanka Life Saving Association says that persons heading off on excursions during the long holiday must be vigilant before bathing in the seas and other waterways.
Before getting into the water, one must understand the nature of the area. One must be cautious of the water levels in the bathing area. One must not get into the water in hunger and must also not get into the water immediately after having a meal. If you get into the water under the influence, you are likely to drown. You must be cautious of the area.
The National Hospital urges the public support to maintain the low rate of accidents during the festive season.
459 patients were admitted at the accident ward at the National Hospital in the past 48 hours. Hospital officials say that it is 10% increase when compared to the same time period last year. The number of firework-related accidents have reduced compared to last year. There were 92 motor accidents that were reported last year. We have received the same number this year as well. 2 people died as a result of the accidents. When taking a look as a whole, this is a 10 to 15% increase. There is also increase in the number of cases pertaining to domestic accidents, injuries pertaining to those and violent activities. Meanwhile, the number of patients admitted to the Karapitiya Teaching Hospital in Gaul as a result of accidents too have increased. There are 67 patients who have been admitted to the hospital as a result of New Year-related accidents. 28 have been admitted as a result of motor accidents. Out of these 28, 18 are motorbike-related accidents. 19 people have been admitted as a result of altercations. 2 people who are in serious condition have been admitted after a stabbing incident.
On a related note, 818 drunk drivers have been arrested during the past 4 days. 130 drunk drivers were arrested during the past 24 hours alone.
On the 10th of April, police commenced a special operation in Colombo and its suburbs to nab drivers under the influence of alcohol. During the past 24 hours, 65 motorcyclists and 41 three-wheeler drivers, all under the influence of alcohol, were arrested. Traffic police said that drunk drivers who are nabbed will lose their driver's license. There has been a rise in the number of arrests made over drunk driving. We are pleased that the media is highlighting this matter to the masses. This is a great service. If not, persons driving under the influence will not be aware of the situation. This operation will continue. There will be no stop to this operation.
Welcome back. Colombo, which is known to be a city of hustle and bustle, experienced a different scenario today. News First took to the streets to experience this change. The fort area in Colombo, which is usually filled with sellers as well as buyers today, turned out to be a silent zone. Bastion Mawatha, where large swaths of people gather, was isolated today. It is astounding to see the city of Colombo, which is usually seen as a crowded place, to be deserted in this manner. If the reason for this situation is due to people travelling to their villages during the festive season, hence does that mean that most people who live in Colombo are residents in villages? However, for these little ones, it is something that they would always love to experience if this busy city goes empty, at least during the festive season.
Truly a rare sight in Colombo. On to some more local news now. Medical students who are engaged in a Satyagraha demanding that the private medical college in Malabar be abolished engaged in New Year rituals at the same place in which the protest is underway.
The Satyagraha, which is organized by the Medical Faculty Students Association of the Peradeniya University, is carried out at the Galha Junction in Peradeniya. The Satyagraha marks day 73 today. The students and parents had arrived at the location to visit them as they were unable to get to their houses owing to the Satyagraha. This is a time when children come home and engage in rituals and enjoy with their other family members. We arrived here today because we cannot see our children suffer on a day like this.
These children are not able to come home. They are stuck here. Today is the 73rd day. All we ask is that some relief be bestowed to the plea of these children.
Meanwhile, another Satyagraha launched by the medical students of the Ragam faculty too completes day 84 today. They too celebrated the rituals of the New Year in their sheds together with the area residents. Meanwhile, medical students of the Sri Javadanapura University too launched a Satyagraha today opposite the university, demanding the state that the private medical college in Malabar be abolished. It would be a joke if we thought that we would go home when our parents requested we come home. I would like to say that this protest will only end when the Malabar Saitam be abolished and that the level of education of the nation is reinstated.
An altercation that took place at the Dalukana indigenous village in Aralagangwila Polonna Road left 8 persons injured.
The altercation was between two groups from the Dalukana village. Police said that the two groups were not in good terms ever since a sound system from a radio was stolen some time back. The attack that took place last night at the Dalukana tank left 6 women and 2 men injured. Among them were 2 pregnant women. Locals said that a physically challenged individual too was among them. These are the bruises caused by them. Afterwards, the girls came here and beat them up.
This issue escalated when they accused us of removing a speaker during a funeral. For a week, the officers from Dimbulagala came here. Officers from Aralagangwila too came here. 2 pregnant women were attacked at the Dalukana.
Relatives of the injured attempted to head towards the houses of the attackers. However, the police officers from Aralagangwila prevented this situation from escalating any further. Do not go to attack the others. I will have to take action if you do so. I have made it clear. I will do my duty and bail will not be granted. There will be no holiday. You will be remanded. Please go back to your homes.
A risk situation arose at 680 railway crossings around the island as the rail gate operators at unprotected railway crossings continued their strike action.
Demonstrators demand that they be enrolled at the Railways Department and that they be paid with a proper salary. They state that they will engage in the strike action until their demands are met. The residents of certain areas state that a risk has arisen as a result of unguarded railway crossings.
8 to 10 lives are lost at the location prior occasions. A situation where this is not safe anymore has arisen. The guards at these gates have gone on strike and this location is not safe. Since we travel through here, we know the time the trains pass, we inspect and cross. But if people who do not know arrive, they will not inspect before crossing.
However, the bamboo rail gate operators in a number of areas reported to work as usual today. They were not aware of the strike.
There are a number of people using this road. This is the New Year season. I report to work as I have to save lives of the people.
The rail gate operators receive a daily salary of 250 rupees.
We accept that the wages these operators receive is very low. I held discussions with the Railways General Manager to increase this to at least 15,000. At the end it was decided that it will be increased to 12,500. We have informed this to the police. We have informed them in writing as well to increase this to 12,500 and to carry out the activities. We are holding discussions with regard to enrolling them to the department.
A high-pressure water line in the Valsara area has erupted, causing a massive wastage of water for over 5 days.
Few areas of the Mathura district did not receive water for their day-to-day needs, even on the Sinhala and Tamil New Year day. However, it has been 5 days since this pipeline in the Nugape road in Balisara erupted. No official has drawn their attention to this issue that is causing a massive wastage of water. A pipeline has erupted and water is running waste. The officials should know to control these issues. There should be an emergency maintenance on days like this. Look at the amount of water that is wasted as a result of this broken line. Consider the hardships faced by the people who do not have water. Public money is wasted if water is wasted in this manner. The politicians should intervene in this. Since the water is running waste, we constructed this structure. We urge the authorities to provide a solution to stop water being further wasted. The residents living in the surrounding areas may fear that they will have to face a water cut in the near future, and it would further mentally burden individuals living in the area that are already facing a water crisis when they witness this wasteful flow of water. No step has been taken by the officials as they are enjoying their New Year leave.
The 2016 spring meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group is taking place in Washington, D.C. Minister of Finance Ravi Karunanayake is representing Sri Lanka at the meeting. The spring meetings of the two global lenders will be attended by finance ministers and governors of central banks of around 187 member countries of the IMF and the World Bank. This conference will be of special significance for Sri Lanka as the island nation is negotiating to obtain a loan facility from the IMF. In Washington, the Sri Lankan team will hold wide discussions on future development plans in Sri Lanka and the contributions made by the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Minister Karunanayake will also participate in the G24 Finance Ministers meeting.
Today is day 71 of the Satyagraha Campaign launched by manpower employees attached to the Ceylon Electricity Board.
The Satyagraha Campaign, which is taking place opposite the Ministry of Power and Renewable Energy, was visited by the leader of the Janasatha Peramuna, Venerable Bathramulle Silaratnathero. We call for them to give us permanent employment status. 1,400 manpower employees from other sectors have been given this status, and why not us? It is not fair for us not to be given this opportunity.
I
request President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe to look into this matter and provide them with permanent employment status. Is there anything else to give them other than the employment?
Another edition of the Samadhikakulu Suasatha Community Service Program took place in the Mathura town today.
The distribution of high nutrition milk powder to underweight children in the Mathura town under the Samadhikakulu Suasatha program took place under the auspices of MP Buddhika Pathirana. You do not expect what politicians do from me. This is not done from the 220 million of the government allocated annually. This is used for a separate task. When we were not in power, we carried out these tasks together with the sponsors.
Well, with that, we wrap up primetime news here at News First. For the News First team, I am Florine Rajendran.
And I am Rameshwar Bandara. Good night.